This is Ben McGahee with Yamie Chess. I'm going to be your math teacher today. Yamie Chess is the math learning aid based on classic chess that helps students in math and science education for school. In this lesson, we will learn about improper fractions and mixed numbers. We will also learn how to convert an improper fraction into a mixed number and how to convert a mixed number into an improper fraction. So let's start with the improper fraction. So the question is, what is an improper fraction? It is a fraction whose numerator is greater than or equal to the denominator. A fraction whose numerator is greater than or equal to the denominator. So a couple examples of improper fractions are 8 over 5. Since 8 is the numerator, it's greater than the denominator, which is 5. And another example would be 3 over 2. Since the numerator 3 is greater than the denominator 2. So those are examples of improper fractions. Now, what is a mixed number? Mixed number is a little bit different than an improper fraction, but we'll see that they're both related once we get to how to convert from one to the other. So a mixed number is a number that contains both a whole number, so it's both a whole number and a fraction. So you have a whole number and a fraction. And we can think of a mixed number as the sum of a whole number and a fraction. So for example, if we have 4 and if we add that to 1/2, 4 plus 1/2, this equals the mixed number 4 and 1/2. So here's our mixed number 4 and 1/2. We have the whole number 4 and then we have the fraction 1/2 attached to it. Another example, we have 7 plus 5 over 6. So this will equal 7 and 5/6. So this is our whole number. 7 and 5/6. So those are a couple of good examples of mixed numbers. You have a whole number and a fraction attached to it. And notice that both of these mixed numbers are the sum of the whole number and the fraction. Sum of the whole number and the fraction. Okay, so now that we know what an improper fraction is and what a mixed number looks like, we can take a look at how to convert an improper fraction to a mixed number. And we have 4 simple rules that will help us do this. And the first thing that we want to do is we want to divide the denominator into the numerator. And then we're going to say that the quotient is going to be the whole number. So the quotient is the whole number. And then we have the remainder is the numerator for our fraction. And the divisor is the denominator for the fraction. So let's do a quick example to see how this works. So let's say I want to take the improper fraction 9 divided by 4, and I want to turn this into a mixed number. So we're going to use the first rule here is to divide. So we're going to take the denominator, 4 on the bottom, into the numerator. That's 9, 4 into 9. And then in rule 2, we're going to find the quotient. So 4 goes into 9 how many times? Let's see, 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8, so it goes 2 times. And then we're going to do 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract. 9 minus 8 is 1. And that gives us to rule number 3 with the remainder. So we have the remainder is 1. That's going to be our numerator for the fraction. And then rule number 4, we have the divisor, which is this number, 4. It's going to be our denominator for the fraction. So we're going to say that 9/4 is equal to, the whole number is our 2, and then we go down to the numerator, that's our 1, the remainder, over the denominator, our divisor is 4. So we have the mixed number 2 and 1/4. 2 and 1/4. So 9/4 equals 2 and 1/4. So let's briefly review what we just did. The first thing we did was we divided the denominator 4 into the numerator 9. We did 4, it goes on the outside, that's the divisor. The 9 goes on the outside, that's the dividend. So 4 into 9 went 2 times, and then we did 2 times 4 is 8, and then subtracted. 9 minus 8 is 1. And so the quotient, which was 2, this was our whole number. And then we have the 1, which is the remainder, that's the numerator for our fraction, and the divisor 4, which is the denominator of the fraction. So we had 2 and 1/4. And the way that we can remember this is if we go clockwise, or I like to call it around the clock. Start with 2 at the top, and then work your way around. So 2 is the whole number, then we get to the numerator, 1, and then we get to 4, the denominator, and then we stop. And we complete the cycle. So it goes whole, numerator, and then denominator. So if you can remember that cycle going clockwise, whole, numerator, denominator, that'll help you with the improper fraction, converting improper fractions to a mixed number. Okay, so let's take a look at how to convert a mixed number into an improper fraction. So here are the steps that we're going to take. The first one is to multiply the denominator by the whole number. Then we're going to take the product in step 1 and then add it to the numerator. So whatever we get in step 1, we add it to the numerator. And the third step is the result from step 2 is the numerator for the new fraction. And then in step 4, the denominator that you used with the mixed number for the new fraction is the same. So that denominator does not change. It remains the same. Okay, so let's look at a quick example. If we have 5 and 2/3. So this is our mixed number. The whole number is 5 and our fraction is 2/3. And we want to convert this into an improper fraction. So in step 1, we're going to multiply the denominator, this is 3, by the whole number, that's 5. So we're going to do 3 times 5, that's 15. And then in step 2, we're going to take this product that we found in step 1, that's the 15, and then we're going to add it to the numerator, which is 2. So we'll do 15 plus 2 equals 17. And notice we add it to the numerator. And then in step 3, that the result we got from step 2, result from 2 is the numerator for our fraction. So this number here is 17. This is going to be the numerator for the improper fraction. So 17 over, now the denominator for the new fraction is the same. So what was the denominator in the mixed number? We had 3. So our improper fraction for 5 2/3, that mixed number will give us 17 over 3, or 17/3. Okay, so let's quickly review these 4 steps here. Converting a mixed number into an improper fraction. So in the first step, we multiplied the denominator 3 by the whole number 5. That gave us 15. In step 2, we took this product of 15, added it to the numerator, which is 2. So 15 plus 2 is 17. And then in step 3, we took this number, 17, and this became our numerator, so the number up top. And then the denominator 3, that's our denominator, it stayed the same. So if you wanted to, you can always identify the denominator in the mixed number and go ahead and write that down, and then just calculate the new numerator using steps 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now that you have an understanding of improper fractions and mixed numbers and how to convert from one to the other, let's give you 4 problems to try on your own. So the first problem asks you to convert the improper fraction 13 over 4, or 13/4, into a mixed number. 13/4 into a mixed number. In the second problem, you want to convert the mixed number 6 7/9 into an improper fraction. So 6 7/9 into an improper fraction. Number 3, you want to convert the improper fraction 125 over 50 into a mixed number. 125 over 50 into a mixed number. And then last but not least, number 4, you want to convert the mixed number 42 1/8 into an improper fraction. 42 1/8 into an improper fraction. So I'll give you some time to work on these 4 problems on your own. Feel free to pause the video to work on these and rewind if you need to review, how to convert from an improper fraction into a mixed number or vice versa, and view those examples, and then we'll go over the answers. Okay, so let's go over the answers to these 4 problems. We want to convert 13/4 into a mixed number for the first one. So we're going to do 4 into 13. So denominator into the numerator. And we know that 4 goes into 13. Let's see. That would be 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3, 12. So 3 times. And then 3 times 4 is 12. And we subtract. 13 minus 12 is 1. And if you remember that around the clock method I showed you earlier, you start with the whole number 3, numerator 1, denominator 4. So we're going to get the mixed number 3 and 1/4. So 13 over 4, 13/4 equals 3 and 1/4. Okay, so second problem, convert 6 and 7/9 into an improper fraction. So 6 and 7/9 into an improper fraction. So notice that when you're converting to an improper fraction, like what we did earlier, into a mixed number, you're kind of going in a clockwise fashion because you're starting here with 9. Multiply this by 6. So 9 times 6 is 54. And then we go here up to 7. And then we add this number, right? We add 54 plus 7. 4 plus 7 is 11. Carry the 1. 1 plus 5 is 6. So that's 61. So that's our new numerator for the improper fraction. So we have 61 over the denominator, which is 9. So we get 61 over 9. Okay, so for number 3, we're going to convert 125 over 50 into a mixed number. $125 over 50 into a mixed number. Now 125 and 50, they both either end in 0 or 5, so we know we could reduce this. So we could either reduce this improper fraction first and then convert it into a mixed number, or we can convert it into a mixed number and then reduce the fraction later on. So either order, you'll get the same answer. But let's do just the traditional way that we learned earlier, where we take the 50 into 125. So the denominator 50 goes into the numerator 125. And we see that 50, let's see, times 2 is 100. 50 times 3 is 150. So that's too large, so we use 2 times. And then 2 times 50 is 100. And then 125 minus 100, 5, 2, so 25. And then remember, we go around the clock, starting at the 2, down to remainder 25, up to 50. So this will be equal to 2 and 25 over 50. Now the 25 over 50 part can be reduced. So if we divide each of these by 25, we know 25 divided by 25, any number divided by itself is 1, and 50 divided by 25 is 2. So 2 and 25 over 50, this will reduce as 2 and 1/2. 2 and 1/2. Okay, so our last problem, we have 42 and 1/8, and we want to convert that into an improper fraction. Convert into an improper fraction. So what we're going to do is we do around the clock again. Take the we know our denominator is going to be 8, so we can just write that over 8, and we just need to find the numerator. So 8 times 42, or 42 times 8. So we have 2 times 8 is 16, carry the 1. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 1 is 33. So we have 336. And then remember, we take that number and we add it to the numerator. So 336 plus 1, 6 and 1 7, so 337. 337 all over 8. So that's our improper fraction, 337 all over 8. So let's see if the answer key matches up. We have 3 and 1/4, 61 over 9, 2 and 1/2, 337 over 8. Yep, those are all of our answers. So if you got all 4 of those right, or most of them right, great job. Well done. You understand your mixed numbers, improper fractions, and how to convert from one to the other. This has been McGahee, and I want to thank you for watching this video lesson on improper fractions and mixed numbers, and how to convert from an improper fraction to a mixed number, and how to convert from a mixed number into an improper fraction. Please stay tuned for more lessons on YamieChess.com. Have a great day.